Let me ask you something personal. When you wake up in the middle of the night, and I know you do, because most retirees do, what is the first thought that creeps into your mind? Is it, did I save enough? Or maybe something heavier? What if I run out of money before I run out of life? Or the one that really stings? Will my kids have to take care of me? If any of that feels familiar, I need you to hear what I'm about to say. Most people think retirement money disappears in big, obvious ways: a medical emergency, a roof replacement, a bad stock market year. But that's not what's keeping you up at night. What's quietly destroying your peace of mind is the money you lose every single day without even realizing it. I'm talking about small habits, tiny choices, things so normal you'd never call them a problem. And yet those 7 daily habits are costing retirees like you thousands of dollars a year. Not someday, right now. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what those habits are. I'll walk you through every single one. And more importantly, I'll show you how to plug the leaks without giving up the life you love. Stay with me. Because the fix is easier than you think, and you deserve to sleep through the night again. Let me tell you about a man I'll call Frank. Frank is 72 years old. He's a retired teacher. He has about $400,000 saved. On paper, his financial advisor said he was fine, but Frank came to me 2 years ago and he was a wreck. He wasn't sleeping, he was snapping at his wife of 50 years. He had stopped going out to dinner with his friends. When I asked him why, he said something I will never forget. He said, "Every time I spend $10, I feel like I'm stealing from my grandchildren's future." Frank wasn't broke, but he felt broke. So I sat down with Frank, I looked at his bank statements, I looked at his daily routine, and I realized Frank was hemorrhaging cash without knowing it. Not on yachts, not on Rolexes, on habit. One day, he was spending $6 on a specific brand of toothpaste because he liked the box. Another day, he was driving 20 minutes out of his way to save $0.30 on gas, burning up his own time and car repairs. Sound familiar? Maybe you don't have the exact problem, but you have a version of that problem, the automatic payments you forgot about, the grocery habits from 1995 that don't work in 2024, the way you spend your time versus your money. I fixed Frank's 7 habits. It took 2 weeks. He didn't cut his lifestyle. He didn't eat cat food. He just got smart. And you know what? Frank stopped worrying. He started sleeping. He took his wife on a cruise last month. You can have that too. But first, we have to stop the quiet bleeding. Let's look at habit number 1. Habit number 1 is the silent killer of retirement cash flow, the subscription creep. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have Netflix, I have cable. But listen, most people in their 60s and 70s have between 4 and 7 recurring monthly charges they never use. The gym membership you haven't stepped foot in since last February. The newspaper subscription that piles up on the driveway. The cloud storage for photos you forgot you had. The extended warranty on a toaster you threw away in 2021. Here is the math that hurts. Let's say you have just 3 forgotten subscriptions, totaling $45 a month. That's $540 a year. Over 10 years, that's $5,400. But here is what most retirees don't realize. It's not the $5,400 that hurts. It's the opportunity cost. If that $45 a month had stayed in a simple savings account or been used to delay taking Social Security for 1 extra month, it could be worth 3 times that. The emotional part, the part that really hurts, it's the guilt. When you find out you've been paying for a gym you never use, you feel stupid. You feel like you lost control. And that feeling makes you want to give up on budgeting entirely. Right now, while you're watching this video, I want you to look at your credit card statement. Not last month. Go back 3 months. Highlight every single charge that repeats. If you don't love it, cancel it. Today. It takes 3 minutes. You aren't being cheap. You are being smart. And that money belongs in your pocket, not theirs. Habit number 2 is going to make you a little uncomfortable, but I need you to trust me. Grocery brand loyalty. When you were working, you bought name brands because you deserved a treat after a long day. I get it. But retirement is a different game. I walk through the grocery store and I see retirees picking up the $5.99 box of cereal when the store brand, made in the exact same factory, sits right next to it for $2.49s. Do that on 10 items a week. That's $35 a week, $1,820 a year. Over 10 years? Almost $20,000. That is a new roof on your house. That is a year of property taxes. That is a plane ticket to see your grandkids. Habit number 3, the convenience tax. This is the modern version of the latte effect. How often do you stop at the gas station for a bottle of water? 2.50 cents. How often do you order delivery because you're tired? Delivery fees plus tip $15 extra. How often do you run to the corner store for milk instead of planning a weekly trip? These aren't treats, these are leaks. The part that really hurts retirees is the invisibility of it. You don't feel the $5 here or there, but the bank account doesn't lie. It just goes down. The fix. Try the reverse shopping list. For 1 week, write down everything you buy that isn't a staple. At the end of the week, look at the list. Ask yourself, did this make me happier, or was I just bored? Switch to store brands on shelf-stable items, canned goods, baking supplies, spices. I promise you, your taste buds won't know the difference, but your bank account will. Habit 4, the bank of mom and dad, unplanned gifts. Habit number 4 is the most emotionally painful one today. So take a breath, saying yes to every request for money. You love your kids, you love your grandkids. You want to help, but here is the quiet tragedy I see every single day. A grandchild needs $500 for a school trip. You write a check. An adult child is behind on rent. You Venmo them $1,000. A friend's GoFundMe pops up. You donate $100. And then you go home, and you look at your own bills, and you feel that familiar dread. Most retirees don't realize that unplanned giving is the one reason they feel insecure. It's not that you can't give. It's that you aren't planning to give. When you give randomly, it feels like a loss of control. It feels like you are being used. Even if your kids are wonderful, that feeling of, oh no, there goes another $50 builds resentment. And the worst part? The guilt. You feel guilty for saying no. So you say yes, and then you feel anxious. You can't win. The fix. Create a joy fund. At the beginning of every month, put a specific amount of cash into an envelope or a separate checking account. Let's say $200. That is your giving money for the month. When the grandkid asks for money, you check the joy fund. If it's there, you give happily. If it's not, you say, I love you, but my budget for this month is tapped out. Let's plan for next month. That isn't mean. That is dignity. That is how you protect your oxygen mask while still helping others. Habit 5. Energy leaks, the unseen bill. Habit number 5 is physical, but it becomes financial. Living in an old home like it's a new home. We love our homes. They hold memories. But I see retirees paying to heat the entire house when they only use 2 rooms. I see lights on in the basement for 18 hours a day. I see water heaters set to a temperature that scalds, wasting energy. I see air filters so clogged that the HVAC system is fighting for its life, driving up your electric bill by 20% every month. 20%. If your utility bill is $300 a month, that's $60 a month wasted, $720 a year. Nearly $8,000 over a decade. The part that really hurts. Most retirees qualify for a free home energy audit through their utility company. They come out, change your light bulbs for free, give you smart power strips, and find the drafts. But you have to make the call. That is the habit, procrastination. The fix. Call your electric company right now. Ask for an energy audit. It takes 3 minutes on the phone. And while you wait, walk around your house. Turn off one light, unplug one phone charger. Small actions, big relief. Habit 6. The bulk buy trap. Habit number 6 is a trap for savers. Buying in bulk when you don't need to. I know Costco and Sam's Club feel like you are winning. I love a deal as much as anyone. But here is the math for a 2-person household. You buy the giant jar of mayonnaise. It expires in 6 months. You use 1 cup of mayonnaise a month. You throw away half the jar. You paid $8 for the giant jar versus $4 for the small jar, but you threw $4 in the trash. Multiply that by vitamins, coffee, laundry detergent, and produce that rots before you eat it. Retirees are throwing away an average of $600 a year on spoiled bulk food. That is a month of groceries. And the emotional toll. It makes you feel wasteful. It makes you feel like you can't manage the simple things. That feeling bleeds into your confidence about managing the big things, like stocks and bonds. The fix. The singles rule. If there are 2 people in the house, buy the size meant for 4 people max. For produce, buy only what you can eat in 3 days. For paper goods, bulk is fine, they don't rot. But for food, Smaller is safer, and safety is better than savings. Habit 7. The I'll fix it later. Delay habit number 7 is the most expensive habit of all. Delaying small repairs until they become big emergencies. A tiny drip under the sink, you put a bowl there. I'll call the plumber next month. A crack in the driveway. I'll seal it in the spring. A strange noise in the car. It's probably fine. Then the drip rots the cabinet. The crack turns into a $4,000 driveway replacement. The strange noise becomes a $2,000 transmission fix. Retirees do this because of call avoidance. They don't want to deal with people. They don't want to negotiate. So they wait. And the problem multiplies by 10. The part that really hurts, the stress. That drip keeps you up at night. You hear it drip, 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 and it feels like your money dripping away. But you ignore it. The fix, the one call a day rule. Every morning for 1 week, make one phone call, get one quote, solve one problem. Most repairs, if caught early, cost under $200. Once they become disasters, $2,000. Don't let dignity get in the way of asking for help. That is why we saved. That is what the money is for. Okay. Take a deep breath. I just threw a lot at you. Subscriptions, groceries, kids, energy, bulk items, and repairs. You might be feeling a little overwhelmed. Or maybe you feel a little embarrassed that you recognize yourself in those stories. Stop right there. Don't feel bad. Feel empowered, because you are watching this video right now, and that means you are the retiree who is awake. You are the one who is paying attention. Most people go to their graves never knowing why they felt broke. You right now have the roadmap. Here is what I want you to do starting tomorrow morning. Step 1. Write down the 7 habits on a sticky note. Put it on your fridge. Step 2. Pick just 2 habits to fix this week, not 7, just 2. Maybe you cancel the subscriptions and switch to store brand coffee. Step 3. Take the money you save. Let's say you save $50 this week and put it in a jar. Look at it, touch it. That is your freedom. That is your peace of mind. Over a year, that $50 a week becomes $2,600. Over 10 years with just a little bit of interest. That is a new car. That is a trip to Europe. That is a gift to a grandchild that actually helps them, instead of making you resentful. You have worked too hard. You have sacrificed too much. You deserve to sleep at night. You are not a burden. You are not a problem. You are a person with resources. You just need to stop the tiny leaks. If this video gave you even a little bit of hope, if you felt like I was talking directly to you, will you do me a favor? Click the like button. Not for me, for you. To tell the algorithm that you are serious about your retirement security. And subscribe to Everyday Retirement Money. Every week, we fight for your peace of mind.